What is up, guys? It's me, Kawis, and we are back again with another video. And I know it's been a minute, I know it's been a while, but we've had some big news recently, and I do need to kind of like break it down and like go through the goods and the bads and everything, and sort of give you guys my take on it, and kind of just be a bit more level-headed than I usually am, and just sort of look at things objectively and see where the good is, because there's some good in it, there's some bad in it, and that's about it really. But before we do that, I do have to thank you guys. We hit 20,000 subscribers. You know, I haven't made a video since then talking to you guys after hitting 20, so here's the thank you for that. And what I will be doing is viewer battles over on my Twitch when I'll be streaming. You guys should know the Twitch by now. Head over there. Doing viewer battles. I'll just make an open lobby. Anyone can jump in, first to ones, twos, threes, whatever. Obviously my Twitch subscribers will get priority and get a bit more bang for their buck, as it were, for, you know, supporting me in whatever way they can. But everyone is available to come by and play and have fun and jump in. Now, for the big news, so if you guys saw recently the Bandai Namco Esports Twitter, and I can't talk right now because I'm just looking at myself and my hair right now, and I've just realized I look like Ahsoka from Star Wars: The Clone Wars. I can't unsee that now. I can't unsee my hair like this, and now that I see it, you guys also have to see it. So for the rest of the video, you guys are essentially talking to Ahsoka. But anyway, lookalikes aside, the Bandai Namco Esports Twitter account put out a bit of a teaser for something. You know, they put out this first video. I'll just show you the first video right now.
For Tekken and people who love Tekken.
And, you know, then people were speculating on that, like, is it a countdown? Are they announcing something 3? Someone said we're reverting back to season 3. And people say Tekken Tag Tournament 3. And then then there was the next teaser video. Then there was this one I'll just show now.
We do not get to see this kind of full force.
And then, you know, people were saying, oh, Tekken Tag 2. Oh, we're getting an extra 2 health now. People were just making a bunch of jokes about it, but some people were like speculating, what could this be? What could this be? And then the next day, they dropped the video, and it's like, yes, Tekken Online Challenge is coming back. And for those of you who are unaware, Tekken Online Challenge was basically last year's replacement for the Tekken World Tour. Obviously, we're not going to be traveling and going out. It's a whole pandemonium out there, and we have to stay safe, stay indoors, stay away from other people. So there was no Tekken World Tour last year, and they're bringing back the Tekken Online Challenge this year, and it is bigger than better. They're introducing the dojo system that they use for Tekken World Tour, and you know, there's just a lot more going on this time, I guess. And I suppose what I should do for you guys now, just break down the goods, the bads, and the ugly when it comes to this, because there's a lot going on. There are some really crazy, out there, hyperbolic takes about this whole thing that's kind of nonsense. There's a lot of level-headed takes, a lot of good people saying a lot of things about it. There's some well-deserved criticism, there's some well-deserved praise all over the place, and I guess I'm just gonna summarize it all up here in one pretty little Ahsoka looking bow. So first off, because I'm a positive guy and I only make positive content about good things, let's start off with the good. And I think what is really good about it is really summarized here in Blasted Salami, Aria's tweet about it, the first section, not the rest. But you know, he basically says it's great that Bandai Namco is still supporting this game 4 years down the line. I think that's good. I don't think anyone expected this from when Tekken 7 first dropped. You know, it's 4 years down the line. That's a long time this game has been out, and Bandai Namco is still supporting, and I think that's good. They're providing us with tournaments and entertainment and stuff going on even in times like this. And I guess what's also good about it, to follow on from that, is, you know, if you looked at the trailer, they announced, you know, 100,000 prize pool. I believe it's obviously in total, split between the regions. It's not going to be like one tournament or one region is just they grab all that. It's probably going to be split between the regions, maybe like 20k for each region or something like that. But that's a huge step up from the Tekken Online Challenge last year. We're seeing more financial investment, and that's good for the players. You know, it gives them incentive, and you know, players who took a big hit by not being able to travel last year, they have something here to look forward to and compete in, and I think that is good. They are investing more money into the esports side, even in these COVID times. Because for me, I'm someone who's quite big on esports. I guess in the past few years, I've been watching a lot of other esports. I watch CSGO, I watch Valorant, and you know, they still have these huge prize pool events considering it's mainly online. And you know, it's nice to see that, you know, Tekken are kind of following suit, or Bandai Namco are kind of following suit and be like, yeah, we can still put out the best we can in comparison, right? Like, I'm never expecting Tekken to have a CSGO style prize pool. I think that's insane. The esports way bigger, the content side, everything's way bigger on that side, which is why they're allowed to have those higher prize pools, more sponsor interest, blah blah blah. I'm never expecting that, but it's good to see that they're still matching that energy and doing the best they can from what we can see. Also, something that might have fallen under the fine print, some people might have missed, is they did say that for every region there will be a regional final, and if you look at the fine print, they said it may or may not happen offline. It can be online or offline. There is a potential for offline regional finals for some regions. And I think if you're looking at the Asia regions, I think Korea and Japan will have a good chance of them having offline regional events for their finals. I think there's a good chance of that. Look at Tekken Online Challenge last year, all the Japanese players and Korean players, when they had their 5v5 Japan versus Korea, they were all together in the same space already there. So I feel like the foundations are already kind of being laid for something to happen in those regions when it comes to offline events. I think European regions, I think we are not going to be looking at an offline regional, if I'm being honest. You know, the UK is doing quite well in terms of COVID right now. Our numbers are going down, but that doesn't go for like the rest of Europe, you know. And I think if you are going to do something, it has to be highly controlled. Now, I know Red Bull Kumite is happening in London literally as I'm recording this video, but you know, that's a highly controlled event. They're in a COVID bubble. It's basically the same as what I did for WePlay. You know, you're tested before, you go there, tested again, you're all together, you're quarantining, you're staying safe and everything like that. So I think something like that for Bandai Namco to pull that off themselves in, you know, less certain COVID situation is a bit of a stretch, if I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I think Asia, you know, Japan and Korea, they have a better handle on COVID right now, to the point last year they were meeting up for their 5v5. But I don't see the same happen for Europe, especially with Europe being so big, so diverse in terms of the number of countries. People like to lump Europe into that just it's this one place, but Europe is huge and the COVID situation varies from country to country, so it could be quite difficult. But there is the potential for something to happen. I'm always optimistic, but I will be staying realistic when it comes to something like this. And another good to throw into the pile, I was in the trailer. Yeah, I was in the trailer for Tekken Online Challenge 2021. I feel like that's very good. I feel like that's a good thing. That is a good thing. And I guess another good thing I can throw in there as well is it does seem like they're trying to like control the regions when it comes to it. Like, Europe isn't one massive region. It's been to Europe West and South and East and blah blah blah, like the Tekken Online Challenge last year. So they are trying to control the regions to make, you know, connection as good as possible, because Lord knows I've been in tournament against players from certain places and it goes down to 3-bar. I know it's not my fault and I'm not having a good time. I just came to compete, sir. Why are you jumping all over my screen? This isn't fun for me. This isn't fun for you. I'm not having a good time and now I've lost. So it's good to see that they are doing their best to try and control certain regions and make it, you know, as playable as possible for all of the players, except for US. Because if I remember correctly, I do believe US might be under one region entirely. And if so, I'm sorry. That's all I can say to you guys. I'm sorry. This wasn't my plan. I had nothing to do with this. You know, I know I was in the trailer, but I had nothing to do with scheduling and putting this together. But for my US friends, I'm sorry. East Coast versus West Coast, you guys just might have to hold that. Now, I think we should get into the bad, which is probably what people are just expecting me to talk about and go into detail about. And there is a lot to talk about here, so I'll do my best to make it as concise as possible. But first and foremost, I think them doing a build-up style trailer, say 3 days, 2 days countdown to this, was a bit tone deaf. I think it was just slightly a bit tone deaf, considering the state online Tekken is right now. And then just to like go back and illustrate that point even further, we can go back to the second half of Blasted Salami's tweet. in which we're making it online only when cheating is rampant, netcode stability is deteriorating, and there's still been no official response on either of those is a bit tone deaf, and that's something I agree with wholeheartedly. I do think this kind of trailer and build up, we have something huge coming for what amounts to just another online tournament series, rubbed people the wrong way. Like I said, there are positives to take from it, but you cannot ignore that fact. The fact that cheaters, I can't remember the last time I have booted up my stream and I've streamed and I haven't had a day where I'm like, this guy's, first off, Fireball's running into him all the time, by the way. The fact that nothing's been done about him at this point is just ludicrous. And then there's just the people who's like, this guy is so suspicious. And I wish I didn't have to have these suspicions, but when the Tekken team haven't done much to deal with cheaters at this point, unless you played Lydia early, it does shake my faith. It does make me feel like I have a reason to be suspicious of people online, and that's just not a good way to be, you know, just suspecting every single person. But it's all I can do at this point. And then not to mention the netcode has deteriorated over time. Season 4 netcode at the start was beautiful. We enjoyed it, we loved it, and it's just gotten worse from that point on. It's not as bad as, you know, peak season 3 bad netcode, but it's still not as good as we know it can be, which is why people have an issue. And as far as I know, they haven't addressed it and been like, we're working on something. This is as far as I know. If they have, please let me know that they have said something about it. But if not, they haven't said anything about it. And cheaters as well, like, yes, they made the statement anti-cheat, blah blah blah, like, send me the information. Michael Myron was like, send me the information. Harada was like, they're working on auto low, blah blah blah, but we've seen nothing since then. It's been over a month since then, minimum. It could be 2 months, I don't know. I don't remember when they put out that tweet, but it's been a while. And the fact that nothing, Fari Balls, I still see him on a daily basis, you know, that says a lot to me. He is a popular cheater, so I feel like at some point something, like, it's gone to the point even when, like, I'll be commentating ICFC or playing in ICFC and I'm watching someone play and I'm just like, this guy looks suspicious. Like, what? He's low parrying every single low. Like, this is very suspicious, you know. And there was a case in EU ICFC where someone who had made a top 8 before, what had he serious allegations of cheating against him. There was evidence brought towards this guy and he had made a top 8 at one point. So, like, it's suspicious, you know. I'm looking at this and I'm like, we shouldn't have to have these suspicions. Like, I shouldn't be commentating a tournament. I have to sit there and worry about, this guy might be a fucking cheater, bro. Like, come on, man. Like I don't know what to say about that. But honestly, I think that's all I really have to say about the bad when it comes to this. Like, I am excited for the Tekken Online Challenge. It's nice. The promise of an offline tournament at some point, for some regions they're going to be more lucky than others, but the promise of an offline tournament at some point, you know, getting back to the big stage, the lights, the action, you know, that is big. But you just have to be, you know, realistic with our expectations. I don't see it happening for every region, but the fact that there will be a point at some point, I'm really hoping for Asia to have to be able to pull this off. But the fact there is the potential of offline regional finals, you know, the players we've loved seeing over the years back in action offline again, I'm really pulling for that. I am really pulling for that. And now let's get into the ugly. I think when I start on the ugly, I have to look at you guys, not you guys watching this video because you're all beautiful, but people who had such crazy responses on social media about this entire thing. You know, I am not one to always come with a measured response. I can overreact from time to time, but some people, you are just, I don't know. You need to learn how to manage your expectations, people. And me, doctor, psychiatrist, therapist, K-Wiz, I'm here to do that for you. Because there were some people who genuinely believed there was going to be a new game announcement. And if you saw a tweet from the Bandai Namco Esports Twitter account and thought that they were leading up to a new game announcement when Harada and Michael Murray haven't said anything, There's been nothing, no kind of weird build up for it. There's no event for it to really showcase yourself. They're just randomly throwing this out that I have to say, you aren't the smartest tool in my shed. I don't know why my tools, I rate them by intelligence. I don't know why I do that, but you're not one that I put high on that intelligence scale, because there was no reason to look at this announcement and think to yourself, we're getting a new game. I think Tekken Tag 3 is on the way, people. Like, no, that is not how this works, and you should have been smarter. But in all honesty, people have been very much the sky is falling about this announcement, and I think some of it is measured. Some people have some good takes. Aria's is one of my favorites because it goes over the good and the bad. This is good and also bad at the same time, and those things can coexist. Not everything is all good, not everything is all bad. The world is not black and white, it's kind of gray. But yeah, there were people who were losing their minds, you know, like, wow, it's not a new game, just another online challenge, woo. But yeah, it isn't like more online tournaments, sure, whatever, but I think we still have to applaud the effort that Bandai Namco are trying to do. Applaud the effort that they're trying to do. I feel like that sentence didn't work, but you guys are gonna have to live with that, because yes, they're putting money into this. They're hopefully leading up to an offline event, you know, regional finals. Like, that is big. Now, I am not blind. I understand that the timing isn't the best. The way that they revealed it isn't the best. I feel like just dropping the video would have just been it. You know, that should have been it. Or maybe, like, I don't know, like an ICFC at the finals of an ICFC just like, oh, by the way, Tekken Challenge coming back. You know, I feel like that would have been a bit better. But at the end of the day, I feel like some people just needed to learn to, you know, people were like, new season, new game, remaster, Tekken X Street Fighter confirmed, you know. And some people just really lost their minds with it, and, you know, just as always slinging shit at Michael Murray and Harada, because, you know, everything that goes wrong with everything in the world is their fault. Now, I understand the frustrations though, don't get me wrong. I'm not sitting here on some high horse like, you guys are idiots for believing this. Like, I have been one of the most vocal detractors of Tekken when it comes down to the problems of online right now. I will never shy away from saying what I truly believe about the state of online, and I do believe it is not great right now as someone who has to stream this game on a daily basis and compete on a weekly basis. I understand the problem, but I also have expectations that are measured. I know that we're not like, I don't know. That's what's really getting to me. The fact that people really thought we were getting a new game announcement over this. Like, that's just a bit crazy. Yeah, some people are really losing their minds over it. People are arguing on Twitter about this. There's fires burning down. This is why I kind of waited to make this video. I didn't want to do it immediately, like knee-jerk response. I wanted to sit back, see the response for a bit, and then, you know, going off that. But still, it's just been not the best. But I don't know what we expect at this point when it comes to the community. I feel like it's impossible to please all the community at the same time. You know, it is absolutely impossible. I never forget when We Play was first announced, and people were like, yeah, offline event, all these big names. You know, people had the audacity to turn around like, you guys are having an offline tournament in these times, as if like we didn't seriously like quarantine. I've taken, when in the space of We Play, I took like 5 COVID tests over the space of like 2 weeks, a week or two, I don't know, but like we were staying safe as hell. But people still went to complain like, oh, they're doing an offline event, that's so, how dare they, you know, and all this stuff, right? That people will, no matter what happens, people will complain. I do think there's good and bad when it comes to the Tekken Online Challenge, but I do see what Bandai Namco are trying to do. I appreciate the efforts, but it's a sticky one, you know. The timing isn't great. They still haven't addressed a lot of issues with the online, and that's kind of where the divide comes in. You know, I think people don't mind just having some more tournaments to look forward to. Some big names will obviously participate. It's tone deaf. I feel like that's the best way to put it, is tone deaf to not have addressed any of that before just going ahead with this. And that's just my 2 cents on the topic. I hope I was able to educate some, entertain others, and improve your day even a slight bit. But that's going to be all from me on this one. Once again, thank you guys for 20,000 YouTube subscribers. 20,000 is a really big number. I don't know if I could count that high. So it blows me away to say it over and over again. Like 10k was crazy to me. And 10k was like 7 months ago or something like that. So the growth has really been immense. You guys have been amazing. Please continue to subscribe and like. You know, doing that keeps me alive. You know, without it, I die. You know, if you don't subscribe after watching this video, I'm dead. I won't be alive anymore. So thank you guys for keeping me alive. You are my life support. I need this. But anyway, please like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed. The regular gameplay videos will be returning very soon. I'll catch you guys in the next video.